Of all the films that I have been hesitant to review on this channel, it would be Bohemian Rhapsody. I saw this film a couple of days ago, and after watching it, I seriously took a few moments to think, should I review this? Because I, particularly in my life, haven't been too big of a fan of Bohemian Rhapsody, the song, or Queen, the band, or Freddie Mercury as a man himself. I never got to know the band or its history or the songs or pretty much anything about the band, so I didn't feel much of a connection to this going in. But honestly, this movie is one of the biggest surprises of the entire year for me. I walked out of this movie completely enjoying it. There's some elements in here that you might not enjoy. If you're the type of person that doesn't like controversy, if you're the person that doesn't like a light being shined into an industry like the music industry, then this wouldn't be your kind of movie. If you're not into biopics where it gives a biographical image of a person or a band or some medium in a movie, if that isn't your sort of thing, you probably wouldn't enjoy this. For everyone else, this is one of the best done biopics I have ever seen. Having been a person that hasn't really listened to Queen much in my life, unless I just stumble upon it by accident, I enjoyed this movie. Rami Malek kills it as Freddie Mercury in this movie. He is by far the best part of this movie. Rami Malek, I know him from Mr. Robot, and there was a video game called Until Dawn that he was in as well that I kind of played a little bit. I wasn't into horror games, but he gave a good performance in the game. He gives a completely different performance here. Some actors give a similar performance in almost all the movies they're in. Rami Malek, thankfully, makes this character his own. He really felt like he could have been an image of Freddie Mercury on that screen. He was emotionally invested in his role. I cared about him. I cared about what he was doing. I loved the musical performances in this movie. He looked so into his role, and I appreciated it. I found myself tapping my foot. I found myself almost snapping my fingers to some of the moments here. This movie was very entertaining. It has a PG-13 rating, so most people will probably be open to seeing this. If you're not a Queen fan, then this would not be up your alley, but having not been a Queen fan myself, I enjoyed most of the elements in this movie. Some of the editing is a little bit odd. Some of the performances here, like if this is supposed to be a biopic on the band, Freddie Mercury is the only one that really gets any attention. He's the only one that's given any kind of depth. The rest of the band members are kind of surfaced over. You learn a few details about them, but nothing really too in-depth that makes you care about them, which makes sense because this is supposed to be just a biopic about Freddie Mercury. That's what I gather anyway. He's the only one that's on the poster, so I'm not quite sure, but this movie was enjoyable. It was well done. It was well directed. The performances were spot on. The music performances in here were amazing. I loved the energy that was in Rami Malek as he was doing his performances here. This movie was enjoyable. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. It is a very enjoyable movie. I would recommend it if you are into Queen or Bohemian Rhapsody, the song, if you like it, and you want to see a background of how some of the Queen songs were made, or some of the background story behind the man himself. There are some complaints I've heard that some people wanted more in-depth stuff about the man and some of the controversy and some of the decisions that he made in his life that are more publicized. And thankfully, the movie does stay away from that in most senses, because this movie, I think, is supposed to try and give everyone a better appreciation of the man and his art himself. And I appreciated that. Thank you so much as always for watching, everybody. I really do appreciate it. You all are fantastic. Look forward to more reviews very soon. Have yourselves a great day, and as always, take care.